Sometimes it's just luck and timing. Case in point, here is the Samurai GRXC2, recently released from Carryology and GORUCK, and I happen to be in Japan. Actually not Japan, I'm actually at Epcot Center, and this is Japan in the World Showcase. What a perfect time to take a few awesome photos of this awesome Samurai ruck. It's the GRXC2 from GORUCK and Carryology. Let's take a look. All right, so just to update you on the GRXC2 from Carryology and GORUCK, did a video a couple of days ago just giving you an overview in a short form. Now this is going to be the longer video where we get out some of the other bags. We get out a regular GR1, we get out a Heritage GR1, we get out a Dyneema GR1, the GRXC1. This is the GRXC2. It's a GR1 Build, but it's GRXC2 because it's the second in the series. Now they've done a couple of collaborations between Carryology and GORUCK, so this is not the second really. We've got the Kaiden series, two of those. So, but in this GR1 series, this is the second. This one's in a Japanese denim Shashiko build. We're going to get into some of the details, but let's dive into everything that is GRXC2 and compare it to some of my other favorites in the lineup, all 21 liter bags. Let's start off with the elephant in the room, $700. Is it worth $700? I saw this all over the place, posted on a lot of my comments of the photos that I posted. Is it worth $700? Now, worth is all personal. You might not want to spend $700 on this backpack. I personally would, because as you read the design article put out by Carryology, you can see a lot of the details that went into this that are just one-off designs, groundbreaking technology, you name it. You know, the material choices they went with, the armor build, the artwork that they chose, just things that you don't see in any other bag. It's a statement piece, it's a one-off, it's a collector's item, but it's not meant to be hung on the shelf, nor am I planning to do that. It's going to be out in the real world being carried for a while just to see how this material breaks in and becomes more user-friendly as we go through it. Is it worth $700? I think it is because of what they put into it. It's just a great bag. You know, you don't have to buy it. You can just watch the video here and marvel at its beauty because it is a beautiful bag, but it is very nice to handle. That I've used this the last week and I used it 2 days in the Disney parks, just beating it around, carrying a bunch of stuff, laying it all over the park, and it really is holding up quite nicely. But it's not done yet. It's gonna continue to go on the road the next week just to see how it holds up. Now, compared to some other bags, and we're gonna get them out in a little bit, we're gonna again compare it to some of the other bags. Now, this material is a little bit heavier. How does it stack up? Well, to be honest, I'll put some weights over here. It's not the heaviest. The Heritage is still the heaviest of the designs. The Dyneema build is still the lightest, and this one is somewhere in the middle. So I thought this was, you know, it feels a little bit heavier, but again, that Heritage waxed canvas is still the heaviest of all the GR1s. And again, it's apples to apples to all 21 liter bags in this comparison. I'd also like to start off with answering some of the other questions that people asked me. For instance, someone said, is this front pocket any bigger? I got out the other GR1s. I can't sense any difference of this front pocket being any different. Is the top pocket any different? Nope, I can't see any difference here. For me, it does feel a little bit bigger, but when I compared it to the other bags, it's the same size. It's just definitely a nice size to put phone, wallet, keys, that kind of stuff in that top pocket. And again, I'm a fan of the top pocket. What about the 500D lining choice? I think that was awesome. They lined the back panel on the inside of these straps with a 500D. This material is not exactly 1000D, but I can see someone complaining about the comfort of this. So I do like the 500D back choice that they put in the shoulder straps and on the back. So I do like that. That was a question somebody asked. And then rain flaps. They said the rain flaps were redesigned. And in my investigation, you know, on the previous builds, you basically had the same thickness of rain flap all the way around. The Dyneema was a little bit troublesome. When I get out that bag, I'll show you a little bit more. But in this one, it's a little bit tapered, where it goes, you know, I don't know, top of my thumb thickness to about half up here. So it does thin out as you reach the top. There's still significant rain flap there to protect it, but it allows you to move that zipper around the corners, around the top a little bit easier. And again, this material is gonna wear in like a good pair of solid jeans over time as you use it. The Dyneema, it didn't really, and mine actually over time folded over naturally, allows me to get into a little easier. This one is just gonna break in naturally. All right, so those are your questions. Now let's dive into some of the details that are specific to this bag. Again, the outer material is the proprietarily made, you know, one-off denim. It's a 15.5 ounce denim, which is something that hadn't been done before. And then we add a 50D lining from Dimension Polyant, and then we put a DWR coating on it. All equals out to be a 17 ounce weighted fabric. Pretty burly, pretty awesome. And they did this little Shishiko design in the main material, which is also very cool. And as we dive into the inside, you'll see how that sort of looks on the inside with that 50D lining. Now inside, everywhere, is this beautiful red pattern that is just you know, custom made by them. It's a 500D lining in this bright red, not orange like most of the Carryology stuff, but this bright red color, which is awesome. And it's everywhere. You can see it in the front, you can see it in this top pocket as well, and then all over the inside. So very, very cool, very, very nice. Like that a ton. The back panel is no different. Like I said, we've already talked about the 500D, but the inside of this GR1 is standard. The bomb-proof laptop compartment has this same red color everywhere because it's awesome. You can still get to the frame sheet if that was your concern, and the rest of this is no different than any other GR1. One question that I didn't want to talk about, someone did ask me about these straps. Now, there was some issue with some of the straps on a previous build of the GORUCK bags that they actually refunded people money. This doesn't appear to have that issue. The webbing, which I do like, the webbing on this one is unique. The first one, the Dyneema bag, did not have webbing on the front, and a lot of the, actually some of the Kaidens did, some of them didn't. But anyway, I do like the webbing because you want to use a sternum strap. I might. You have the ability to do that. I actually like this on the road because when I hang this on my other bag, I will route the straps in there just to keep them up off the ground. So I kind of like that. But again, it doesn't appear to be, the webbing doesn't go into the strap. It's pretty much just the material of the shoulder strap that goes through that, and then you've got this leather piece here, leather in the top handle, backed by the same Shishiko material on the back of it though, and then you've got leather accent here, and then a leather bottom, which is cool. And again, this thing was drug around, placed everywhere in Disney for 2 days, and then carried around the back of the truck, and it's just been fantastic. Showing a couple little spots here and there, but overall, it's just apparently bomb-proof. Another little exterior feature you're going to see is they went with a different zipper pull. Instead of the 500D, they went with this silk, you know, I guess it's like a Japanese samurai armor, has these little tufts on there. So cool, I like it. It's a little different, it doesn't bother me. Maybe not exactly my style, but I do like it. It's just another little difference on this one compared to some of the other GR1s. The patch is awesome. Designed by Yiro Yaguchi, a tattoo artist. Very, very nice and very awesome. And then it was, the patch itself was made by Tachido Imurma-san of Kyoto Armor in Japan. I'm probably butchering that. I apologize profusely because you made an awesome patch. Very, very sturdy. Now, somebody did comment, and I do agree, I need PPF. I need paint protection film on this thing to protect it. It's going to be really hard to see in this photo, in the video, but it is slightly scuffed. just from me putting it down on a table and then on some concrete in Disney World to reload some stuff. Can't really see it overall. Would it buff out? I don't know. Slightly scratched. So really, if you really love this patch, and a lot of people do, you probably want to remove this if you're going to beat this around or use this bag a lot. And I do plan to use this one. Exterior wise, if we talked about the leather, the exterior features, let's dive in the inside to show you how awesome it is, and then we'll compare it to the others. All right, so inside, boom, the red material that we talked about. And you can see the top pocket, how it's, you know, nice, a lot of room in there. We have this webbing, which again, big fan of, because I typically do, and I will, when I carry this on the road, put a GR1 size field pocket in the top to keep some other stuff elevated. And then we've got the stretch pocket, standard in GR1s, and then this red material goes on the bottom, and then it's behind the two standard pockets. And again, we have this mesh on the bottom and a solid on the bottom or on the top. And then, you know, like it's the red lining everywhere. We've got the patch. GR1, GRXC2, built in the USA. Didn't really mention that, but it is all built in the USA. And then here we can see the backing. The backing on this, that's that 50D lining on the back of the denim. Super cool. And then this, you know, sprayed down by DWR coating on the outside to make it totally waterproof, not just water resistant, waterproof. That's the inside. Let's get out some of the other bags and compare this one to the others. Real quick, this is the GR1. This is the original, it's actually a GR0, but it's a 21 liter bag. And mine's all worn in, it's 1000D, but it's just really worn. What are the differences between these two bags? Well, the material being the #1 difference. Feature-wise, well, of course, the older strap design on this one. No top pocket on a traditional GR1. So that's just the one difference you get on these collaboration and heritage editions, is you get this top pocket. Functionally, that's the only main difference between a standard GR1 here and any of the special edition ones. Bringing out the heritage. Now again, this one's slightly heavier. This one's in dark oak, one of my favorite colors. And this, again, functionally no different. Nice leather accents in the very same locations on both of these bags. Same top pocket, same thing for the overall build, but you see this one doesn't have the webbing on the shoulder straps, but it is just as awesome. No leather on this one, no leather here. But again, just, you know, just awesome, just general GR1 awesomeness. This is the standard for me, the gold standard. But this is, again, really cool. I love dark oak. All right, head to head now with its previous edition. Again, this is the Dyneema build, space age fabric. And again, mine's kind of built, beat up, because I've drug it everywhere, and it's showing a little bit of wear. It's working in quite nicely. I don't carry this titanium patch from Dan Matsuda all the time. Just put it on there for the video. And again, you can see some differences in the pools. Obviously, this one's got the silk braided little tufts on it, but this one's just a standard 500D. Top pockets everywhere. No webbing on the first edition. Now we have it on this one. Super cool. And really, that's pretty much it. Now, let's dive into the inside just to show some subtle differences. One thing I did talk about already, but here we go. This is the rain flap. The rain flap tapers to the top on this one. The rain flap did not taper on the original. On mine, kind of hard to see in the video, but mine's kind of folded over. It just kind of naturally did that. And if you have one of these bags and you're struggling with it, maybe try that. Try to fold it over in half over on its side on the inside. And that, for me, has made this a lot easier to work the zippers around. You know, some people have problems with it. I don't. But this is, again, the Dyneema. It's awesome. Now, this one had the orange on the inside. This one's got that red pattern, so very cool. The insides of these, very, very similar. You got the orange backing on the first one. We got orange and red. Orange and red, just to see the difference. And again, the orange on this was subtle. It's on the back, is in the backing. So the fact they went red everywhere, just a little more in front, which is cool. You can see the inside of that Dyneema on this one, a little orange accent, and on here we got the red accent on the back of that material. So cool. Those are just the side-by-side differences on how they look and feel. Really the biggest difference, obviously the material. This one's a slick, lightweight Dyneema material. This is a denim with that Shishiko. Very, very cool. Like them both. Like I said, this one's going on the road with me for a while just to see how it ages with some dirt. You know, already right now there's a couple of little scuff marks from me carrying around the park. Don't care. I will probably at some point do a durability test on this, maybe hose it down. I know GORUCK posted a little video on some of the material. They ran some water over there. It was totally water repellent, so I like that. But I just want to see how dirty this one gets. Is it a dust magnet? Maybe, just because of this, the way the material is designed might show dust a little bit easier than other designs, but I haven't done enough to see that. But again, you can see here, this is 2 days, 4 or 5 days of ownership. Used it a ton, basically carried this thing all over Disney World. It's a little warm, in case you were asking, but it is overall my favorite GR1. And I know I say that in the presence of my heritage and my original GRXC1, but the GRXC2 for me right now, just the thickness, more substantial material, the fact that it, you know, and this is completely empty, stands on its own. That red and black really looks awesome. Super cool color. I really do like this one a ton. I'm gonna carry it with me, like I said, on the road. I'm gonna deck this thing out with my work stuff. Now, what I'm more using is, you know, my favorite M22 with some scars modifications. I'm gonna move out of this sucker, move it into here. We're gonna just see how it does on the road. We'll get back to you maybe in a couple weeks with a durability test. I don't think I'm gonna drag it through the parking lot, but I might. Anyway, it's just too pretty, but very, very durable. So there you are, that's the GRXC2 from GORUCK and Carryology. Fantastic design, just happened to be in a very beautiful location to showcase this one to you. So there you go, if you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You're not gonna miss what's happening next. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming out that's maybe not as awesome as this GRXC2, but still equally as awesome. See ya.